Hello, and welcome back to the course. I am Paul Brunel, one of the co-creators, and today I just want to talk about some philosophy, some theory. Some of it kind of reaches towards spirituality with the idea and concept of enlightenment, but I want to talk about how enlightenment and homeostasis we could use to attain our state of nirvana or bliss or perfectly balance of peace in the moment, right? So what I'm going to do is kind of just read the definitions and see how they can tie and relate into the 12 major aspects of existence of who we are and one of the topics that we talk about in our coaching programs. So we could see that homeostasis is a state of balance within all physical systems needed for a body to function properly and survive in homeostasis. In a state of homeostasis, body levels are constantly adjusting in response to changes outside and inside of the body. So when you look at this definition, you could see how we can use it on our philosophical side, our mental side, as well as our physical. So when our body is firing on an optimum level, on a physical level, all of our systems in our physical body are working to balance properly to get us to feel the max level of energy, euphoria. Our chemical release systems in our brain are functioning properly. Our gut bio is firing or is perfectly balanced, creating the right chemical release in our minds. Our adrenal systems is very balanced. We don't have any stagnant energy or any flowing. How our body produces energy through the APT cycle, that's properly going. We're getting enough sleep because our mitochondria is shutting down at nighttime how it's supposed to, and all these other aspects of the body, right? So then when you pull in the mind, when you think about here, in response to changes outside and inside of the body, how I'd like to utilize this and pull it into the theory of the mind is mentally we have internal and external environments of the mind, and that is how your body, how you process and connect and talk and communicate with everything internally, which is everything that you can control, and a balance of everything outside that you can't control. And we hope that you learn, if you already don't, respond with intelligence instead of reacting to defend the ego, right? So when we come down after talking about homeostasis, now we look at enlightenment, the action of being or having greater knowledge and understanding about a subject or situation. It provides knowledge, understanding, or insight. Being enlightened, is showing understanding, showing action into a positive way, and not following old-fashioned or false beliefs. And how I like to think about this is an optimistic, open-ended growth mindset, right? You're living in abundance, understanding abundance is out there, so you can change and let go. As you change, as you get older, you have the ability to let go of your old-fashioned or now false beliefs, right? Because the false beliefs is more subjective when it comes to the analytical aspects of it, because my truth doesn't mean it's your truth and vice versa. And if we're all different in this world, we might share similarities, but we definitely do have a lot of indifferences. So now, as we're talking about the enlightened side, on the Buddhist aspect of Bodhi, which is awakening and enlightenment, the definition is puts an end to the cycle of transmigration and leads to nirvana or spiritual release. And how I think about this and see this as more of like the perfect balance is picture the game whack-a-mole growing up, and you have a board down, and in this aspect of it we have our 12 significant aspects of who we are. And as something pops up in one of those aspects, you hit it, it goes back down, another area pops up. So the idea is to create enough tools and techniques, build your characteristic traits, your belief systems, the tools you need to, as you incorporate and build more resiliency and determination and processing in those aspects, what we can utilize faster to respond faster back to what we're dealing with and what we're going through, right? So when we look at the 12 major aspects of existence on this card, we have, and this is in no order particularly, this is just the top 12 and how we're going to be working to balance this out. So we can see we have the love relationship, your friendships, your environments, your health, happiness, your adventures, your intellectual life, your skills, your career, your creative life, your spiritual life, your family life, and your community, right? So thinking about these aspects, these top 12 aspects of life, which ones do you focus the most on? Which ones can you improve, and which ones can you transcend to that next level, right? So for me, when I'm feeling perfectly balanced in most of these, definitely not all of them, but in most of them, that's when I get that euphoric nirvana feeling of homeostasis when it comes over me. And it's a feeling of intuitive energy that rises up, and it's like, man, life is so good. And I feel amazing right now. Like I smile, I might put my hands up and soak in the energy in the sun. And as much as it comes and as great as it feels, it's gone and it goes and it dissipates. You know, it's like a rainbow. You can see it, but you can't really grasp it or hold on to it, because when it comes, it goes, right? So then it's creating tools to figure out and getting back to what I need to do to develop and to get to back to that state. So when I'm looking at the 12, how and what do I need to do, right? And if you're feeling lack of fulfilled, we like to send people to this list of 12, because lack of fulfillment, uneasiness, kind of brain numbingly walking through the day and not feeling mentally stimulated, feeling like there's something is missing, there's more out there, but you don't know what it is. We like to send people to this list of 12, and we ask them to do 3 things in the beginning. Write down what you need from that, what do you want from that, and what do you have to offer. Because if 3 people, or if there's rules of 3 out there, if you have something great that you pull from it, what do you have to give back? Because it's about a balance of giving and receiving. So if it's you're trying to build your career, and a lot of it is about you as an individual, wherever you're at, whatever your environment is, and you're not giving back to other people to help them rise up, right? How much is that saying about your self-value of putting others first? Not to say that it's wrong. There's many spokes that lead to the center of the wheel, and putting yourself first is definitely a priority in many aspects, and you need to know when to put yourself first or put somebody else first. Take the lead as well, follow. There's the balance of duality in every aspect, and you need to know, or it's better to learn and apply, so that way you can move ahead faster in a lot of these. It might be building a bigger community that'll help you give the skills to get to that status of career that you're looking to. It could be developing your intellectual self compared to, a lot of other aspects. If you're looking for a partner, or you want a family and you don't even have a partner yet, what do you need to do to get one? What character traits, what belief systems do you need to implement to put into place for you to be able to get that partner, right? How can you give back in every aspect? Because the more you focus on the 12, the more consistently you're going to feel that level of homeostasis, of enlightenment, of nirvana, of peace, of tranquility as it comes in and touches your energy and allows you to appreciate everything that you're doing on a constant basis. Because to me, that is the most important, right? Because if you're giving as much as you're receiving, if you know that offering up an aspect of yourself, it allows you to be vulnerable. It allows you to put yourself out there and to see, and offer some wisdom back, some words of lessons that you've learned. Because a couple of my mentors, and I'm sure a lot of them around the world, will say, we're all teachers and we're all students, right? So if we're learning from people, who are we teaching and helping along the way to get them back to where they're going? So I'm going to keep this video short. So thank you so much for taking the time into watching this, and make sure you like, you share, you subscribe, you pass this along to every man get them in the group, and help us build this community, because the only way we're going is up, and we want as many people to come and to share and to build and to give with us, and make this an actual lasting movement. So thank you, and we'll see you inside the course.